Well, I'll get started. So I want to introduce you guys, Mr. Maestro Nelson Hernandez from Diplomatico, Master
Hello.
Blender. This we acquired this product around probably about a year ago now, and definitely get some traction. As you guys know, rum is the next growing thing over here. So a lot of more rums, a lot more of a saturated market, but some of the best here. And I'll let Nelson go over everything with it.
Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm Nelson Hernandez. I'm the rum master of Maestro Ronero in Spanish. I am Venezuelan. I'm from Venezuela. I have been working in the rum industry for 38 years, involved in all the steps of the elaboration process, since the sugarcane field, fermentation process, distillation process, aging process, blending process, bottling process, and drinking process also. The best process, very important. Yes, the idea today is explain you how we made Diplomatico Rum. Why Diplomatico Rum is different, where it came all the complexities and flavor and taste of the Diplomatico. Okay, it's important to say in Venezuela, we don't produce rum from sugarcane juice. In Venezuela, all the sugarcane harvest is sent to the sugar factories. In that sugar factories, they transform the sugar cane in sugar, white sugar, and molasses. And we use a molasses for produce our rum. And the quality of the molasses that is produced in Venezuela is the high quality, because in Venezuela we have a spectacular weather condition for the growth of the sugar cane and the good quality. Very sunny days, enough water, relative humidity high, and that allows that the quality and the concentration of the sugar into the plant is very well, it's excellent. And of course, it's an excellent quality for produce rum. Here is a sample of the molasses. Please, you can smell and taste. Normally, the standard molasses that you can find in the international market, the sugar content is below 50%. The sugar content in the molasses produced in Venezuela is around the 55, 56% of total sugar. And that is very good for produce our rum. If you smell and taste the molasses, you feel it's a lot of sweet and you find some bitter taste. We dilute that molasses with water. And then we put a yeast. Yeast is microorganism in charge to transform the sugar contained into the molasses in three elements: ethanol, congener, and CO2. And the yeast is a rock star in the fermentation process because it's the microorganism in charge of the transformation. And depend on the yeast that you use, you can obtain more or less congener during the aging process. We use a special yeast development in the distillery in order to create the quantity of the congener that we need in our rum. We fermented for 24 hours. After 24 hours, the fermentation process is finished. And the wash obtained, the alcohol content is between 6 or 8% of the proof, ABV, pardon. And then with that wash, need separate the alcohol from the another liquid. For example, the fermented that we have is 100,000 liters of the capacity. Imagine, if you have 80%, for example, of the alcohol, 8,000 liters is alcohol and 92,000 liters is another liquid that you need removed. Okay, how we made that? We send that wash to the small steel column in order to create the separation. From the top, we obtain to a low wine with the 55 ABV or 110 proof, and from the bottom, we obtain a liquid, the name is vinasse. or stillage. That stillage, we send them to our waste treatment plant and transform that stillage or vinaza in natural fertilizer. And then we use that natural fertilizer in order to irrigation in our sugarcane field and send completely free to our neighbor in order to support the community, our sustainability process. And that fertilizer natural is amazing. You can increase the productivity of the ton per hectare, the concentration of the sugar in the plant, the resistance to the attack from the insect to the sugar cane.
Sorry to interrupt you, Michael. I wanted to make sure. You good?
It's off. Wow, my friend. Sorry. Okay. And that stillage for us is not a problem. All the cane from the soil, the sugar cane, we return to the soil in order to maintain, and we don't create any damage to the environment. For example, the distillery has an international certification, 14,001, ISO 14,001, in order to accomplish all the procedure that we need in order to respect and protect the environment. It's the unique distillery in Venezuela with that international certification. And we have also international certification ISO 9001 in order to accomplish all the quality procedure in the elaboration process with the best manufacturing rule or process procedure in the world. It's the unique distillery with both international certification. And it's important that support the consistency in our procedure of the quality control in the elaboration process. Okay, the low wine that is obtained from the top of the small steel column, we send them in two different distillation process. We have a continuous process and we have a discontinuous process. In the continuous process, we have three different steel columns. We have a standard column, the plate. We have another steel column designed in France, exclusive for the distillery, with some internal design that allow it that in that column we can distill until 95 ABV or 190 proof, but the final new make it is very aromatic. It's different in comparison when you distill in the standard column. When you distill in the standard column, the final new make it is very flat. It's like a vodka. And we have another steel column. It's a short steel column that in that column we can obtain new make it heavy with the final ABV is 78 ABV or 156 proof, but the new make it is heavy. It's like a similar profile to the pot still. And these three the steel obtained in continuous process, then we put separately in different barrel, ex bourbon barrel, ex whiskey barrel, and a cherry cask also. And in the another process is a discontinuous process. We have two different distillation equipment. One equipment is a hybrid. The name is batch kettle. It's a big kettle connect with the steel column. This equipment was installed until 1959 in Canada, producing Canadian whiskey. Seagrams take the equipment, sent to the Venezuela, an adapter for produce semi-complex new make it for semi-complex rum. And in this process, the final ABV is similar to the barbette or standard column. It's 95 ABV, 190 proof, but that new make it is more aromatic in comparison with the standard column or the barbette column. It's more floral, more creamy you make. And another discontinuous process that we have is a pot still double return. This equipment was installed until 1959 in Scotland, producing malt whiskey. Seagrams take the equipment, sent to the Venezuela, an adapter for produce complex new maker for complex rum. In the Caribbean, there are a similar equipment, the pot with two retorts, but the pot still that we have in Venezuela, in the distillery, has a different geometry. In the Caribbean, the connection between the swing neck with the retort is from the top of the retort. In our case, the connection is below lateral with the retort. That change of the geometry, there are a lot of the influence in the final profile in the new maker that you obtain. It's a different new maker. It's a unique pot still with that geometry in the rum industry in the world. It's unique with that geometry. It's a five different new maker that we have in the distillery and put in different barrels, and then we obtain a lot of the different rum. We have in our inventory around the 60 different rum. It's a big matrix, and then we can dumping and prepare a blend and create this expression or any expression that we need create in the future. Here, I have sample of the the most important distillation equipment. The first is the barbette column. Please smell. The ABV is 65 ABV. It's light, but it's aromatic. It's fruity, creamy. And this is another distillation equipment. This is the batch kettle. It's a discontinuous process. That is a continuous process. That is a column, and this is a batch kettle. It's a hybrid. A pot connect with the column. And this is the pot still. It's more heavy, new make it. It's a pot still double return. If you compare, each one has a different profile, smell. If you compare, three are different aromatic profile. The quantity of the congener that each new maker has is that barbette column is less, batch kettle is more, and the potted seal is more. And the quantity of the congener that you have in the new maker that you put inside the barrel, there are a lot of the influence then in the final run. Now, I would like to explain what's happened in Venezuela during the aging process. In Venezuela, for the location, we have only two seasons, summer season and rainy season, no more. But in the summer season, the temperature average whole the year is around the 90-95 Fahrenheit. And the relative and Venezuela is the country with the most coast with the Caribbean Sea. We have a lot of the influence from the temperature in the Caribbean. And during the rainy season, the temperature is high also. It's maintained average similar, but it's raining. And for the location of the distillery that is very close to the Starry Andes mountain, the temperature during the night can reduce until 24 or 75 Fahrenheit. It's a big jump between the temperature during the day and during the night. And the relative humidity is high, is over 90%. And our aging process is very accelerated. And the location of the distillery is 350 meters over sea level. The atmospheric pressure is high. Okay, what's happened during the aging process? The barrel during the day expand for the temperature is high, create the angel share across the woods, water and alcohol. During the night, contract for the reduction of the temperature, and the oxygen is inside the barrel across the barrel, and create some chemical reaction inside the barrel, and the extraction from the different compound from the wood is very accelerated because the barrel constantly every year never stop, and the extraction is very accelerated. And for example, the evolution inside the barrel in Venezuela is 1 year. The evolution is almost equivalent to 3 years in Scotland, because in Scotland has season with the low temperature, and when the temperature is low, the process is almost very slowly also. But in Venezuela, it's like when you drive in highway, not tall. Okay, in Scotland you have 3 or 4 tall. Can you reduce the velocity? In Venezuela is highway, very fast. Okay, for
affect flavors? I mean, between something a slower process and a more accelerated process?
no, because it's more. It's like when you uh, cooking a beef, for example. You put low temperature, you need more time for cook well. But when they put more heat, it's more easy. But it's the same. But for example, in Scotland, it's possible you say no. This whiskey has a 40 year, 40 year, 50 year, because the annual share during that time is small, but in Venezuela is very high. When you age around the 12 year, you can lose around the 60% of the initial volume. But the liquid inside is very strong in flavor and taste. And we don't use Solera method. We use a static method. When we say a static method, is for example, we put the barrel into the warehouse, and we say, for example, no, this barrel is 6 years. During 6 years, that barrel is not moved. We move that barrel only when we need dumping for create a blend. And the evaporation losses occur during that time, we don't refill. We dumping exactly the quantity the liquid is inside the barrel. This is a big difference between the static method with the Solera method, because in Solera method, you refill. You maintain the barrel full and refill. But with dumping is exactly, it's a difference. It's our method. For this reason, our rum are very powerful in flavor and taste. And when you age, the final smell that you find in a rum or whiskey or brandy is came from 2 ways. From the barrel, there are a lot of the influence during the aging process, but the new maker has also depend on the quantity of the congener that you have in the new maker, because that congener from the new maker, some compound increase the flavor, change with another. If you put a vodka flat, the evolution is almost nothing for the new maker. But when you put these 3 new maker, you find a different smell. And of course, after aging, the profile is different. And the influence during the aging process is the relative humidity, the change of the temperature, the charret of the barrel. Remember, when the barrel is made, is burned with fire inside in different temperature, depend on the temperature when you charret, you can obtain more or less some compounds. For example, the aromas, the vanilla, chocolate, caramel, is came from the wood. In some cases, some people ask me, "Hey, master, in what moment you put chocolate or vanilla or caramelo inside the barrel?" No, my friend, it's natural. We don't put anything inside the barrel. But many people think that you put something artificial. No, it's natural. It came from the barrel. It's amazing. The process inside the barrel is very dynamic process. It's amazing. It's a magic process inside the barrel. And depend of the new maker that you use, the char label that you use in your barrel, the temperature, relative humidity, include the location inside the warehouse. If you put it the top, you put it the medium, if you put it close to the floor, it's different because changing the temperature and relative humidity is amazing. It's a process very complex. And then that different new maker that we put inside the different barrel, then we dumping and create these three expressions, for example. In this case, Diplomatico Planas is, you look, is clear, but when you combine, the final color is something like that. But we remove the color across the charcoal filtration. The color is inter gold, out is clear. You remove some smell and taste, but the most quantity is maintained because our rum are powerful in flavor and taste. And Planas is a aged white rum. It's a aged. Normally, the standard white rum in the market is not aged. If you compare in terms of the smell and taste, the Diplomatico Planas with the standard white rum in the market is completely different profile. Diplomatico Planas is aged white rum and it's a different distillation equipment. And in Venezuela, for low, the minimum time inside the barrel for use rum is 2 years. It's important to say the rum is produced in over 40 different countries around the world with different legislation. In some countries, you make it in this condition, don't pass across the barrel, you can say rum. It's a rum, it's correct because it's according with his legislation. Another country say, no, 3 months inside the barrel, or another 6 months, another 9 months. In Venezuela, minimum time is 2 years. It's important to know that because compare agricultural rum with the aged rum is two different, but both are wrong. Depend on the legislation. It's important to know that. Okay, Planas is a aged white rum. When you smell, you find aged note. You find vanilla, you find caramel, you find wood, you find tropical fruit. There are, when you put it in your mouth, it's very smooth. It's 47 ABV, but when you smell, you don't find any alcoholic punch in your nose. And when you put it in your mouth, it's very smooth with 47. And when you prepare a cocktail, for example, daiquiri or mojito, the powerful or the flavor and taste of the cocktail is maintained until.
If you don't mind, can we taste it as you're talking? We've got to open soon.
Yeah.
Why don't you come in?
Yeah.
Taste so you can taste what it's like so you know what he's talking about?
It's a age, but it's white. Okay, there are some composition, and you find this a lot. You find tropical fruit, wood, vanilla. Your mouth is very smooth. When you put over your tongue, you feel some fresh, like a menthol. And for prepare a cocktail is working very well. and you can drink neat. It's-
Fantastic daiquiri in that one too.
Yeah.
What's the resident bartender say?
I mean, yeah, I would make a good daiquiri. I like, it's got that little bit of earthiness like an agricole, but then definitely lots of barrel. Rare to get that character from molasses.
Yes, that character you don't find in the standard way rum, no aged. Because it's like you compare the new make it before you age it and after age it. Two different things.
That's not the standard either to age white rum too.
Yes.
Right? With some unique-
Okay, then
It smooths it out, but the different distillation processes bring out the other characters of the sugar a lot more. Gives it character without just being straight.
That's the Planas. Let's go ahead and try the next one, guys.
okay, the next one is Mantuano.
Victor, on the left.
This one?
Yeah. So going to the far left or far right, go far left, finish on center.
Finish on center?
This is the Mantuano. Okay, in Mantuano, it's a different recipe. It's a different proportion of the combination of the distillation equipment, barrel, combined. Is another personality. Completely, it's more when we design Diplomatico Mantuano was for mixology. It was great for mixology, but it's a very versatile. But you can drink neat also. But for prepare a cocktail, it's amazing. There are more flavor and taste in comparison with the planas. It's another thing. If you compare both, it's two different personality. And Diplomatico Mantuano is more complex in comparison with the planas. There are vanilla, caramelo, chocolate, orange peel, wood.
Longer or the same amount of time?
No, it's more older. It's amazing. When you put it in the mouth, it's very rounded, very smooth. There are some spiciness note, amazing for the tiki cocktail. For example, the bartender for preparing tiki cocktail love Mantuano. Do you like it? It's another thing. It's amazing when the people say, "Oh, how you can prepare two different rum." And all the process is natural. It's only changing the.
The first one is smell good. The second one tastes good. Like, you know. Yeah.
Does the distillation process have anything to do with elevation and altitude from Venezuela versus Scotland? As far as
No, because the ABV that you put inside the barrel, in Scotland, the ABV that they use is 62.5 average. We use in our light rum 65, and in our heavy rum 55. Why is less? Because when the new make is more heavy, need more time inside the barrel for best evolution, and it's better put less proof inside the barrel.
All right, guys, last bottle.
Okay, my friend, the last one is Diplomático Reserva Exclusiva. Is our flagship. Diplomático Reserva Exclusiva is our rum with the most sales around the world. Yes, in the last 10 years, Diplomático is between the top 5 of the best premium rum in the world. It's a more complex in comparison with the Mantuano. There are a lot of flavor. It's very balanced, very smooth, very rounded. You find licorice, ginger, caramel, chocolate, vanilla, wood, orange peel. There are a lot of the different flavor, but with very good balance. It's very rounded. When the people ask me, "Hey, master, how you drink Diplomatico Reserva Exclusiva?" I say frequently, but with responsibility, of course. Very important. No, it's a wrong. After you drink, you find a very long taste in the tongue, but it's very
The last one is good.
agree frequently.
The last one is distant, very good.
Yes, now you know why Diplomatico is different. There are a different thing, different distillation equipment, different barrel, different aging time, different proportion. Is different. And now you know where is came all the complexity. The distillation, you find the different distillation. You taste the raw material, excellent raw material that we use.
All right, guys, let's give Senor Hernandez a round of applause for a great track training.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.